Hi everyone. Well, it's top of the half hour, and it's 8:30, so we're gonna get started with our third series, which is dedicated to. It started out being eating for the day before. Oh, sorry. Yeah, eating the day before the event. But what I've changed it into to make it a little bit longer is sort of like preparing for the whole week. So before we get into that, I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Sylvie Daou, Level 3 National Cycling Coach here in Ottawa, or I said Chelsea, Quebec, Canada. And my career with cycling started about 15 years ago, and I've been had a women's cycling race team since for about 8 years. So that's where I started my career in cycling. So it hasn't been very long, but I have a really big passion for cycling. That's what took me into the racing world, the coaching world, the managing of the team, coaching the team, and then into having a women's cycling club, and that's been 8 years where that's ongoing now. I don't race anymore, but was fairly competitive back about 3 years ago. 2013 was my last big season, and so I coach women. I've coached probably over 600 women in the last 8 years, which is pretty amazing, pretty big numbers when I started calculating it, because within our club we put together everybody has to go through a learn to group ride, and then throughout the summer we have a lot of skill type clinics that our club members go through, and as well as I do one-on-one coaching and some online coaching. Together with a friend of mine, Drew Kamer, we put this little series together, and I just love talking about nutrition and cycling coaching and racing. It really does come down to a science, and being good to your body and eating the right food, the right time, and doing your training well, and most of all, your recovery. That's where everybody falls short. Recovery and nutrition. You just think you can hammer it through. You don't let the body recover and actually strengthen itself, then you're never going to see progress ever. And that's taking your days off and respecting them. And as well, eating the right food. We don't train to eat. We eat to train, and putting good food into our body will get the results that you're looking for. Putting crappy food in your body, you won't get the results you're looking for. You'll be constantly disappointed, and that goes for not respecting rest days. So that's why we're going to talk a little bit about the full week leading up to an event. And events can be a century, which is long distance riding, or a time trial, or a criterium, or let's say even a stage race that has anywhere from 3 to 4 races within it. So the week leading up to is pretty important for a variety of reasons, with regards to getting your training in, getting your rest in, getting sleep, and eating well. I don't know how many people I talk to who are cyclists, and I ask them, I'm a nutrition consultant for sports, for cycling predominantly, and what do they do for putting together their food? And I get some crazy, like I eat some toast and some yogurt and a fruit bowl, and I go out and I ride 100K. Like, really, I hate to see what your body is like afterwards. So it's being smart and being prepared and planning out your week accordingly. If you're working, things to take into consideration: your workload, taking some time off before and after your event, Don't overdo it during your week of your leading up to your event. Okay, so that's not going to make you any stronger. It's just like cramming for an exam. This is it. This is what you're going into with, and you've got to manage it the best you can and just move on. So let's go to my little chart here. So we've got eating, sleeping, training, rest, and preparing. Okay, so now when so what I've done here is I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And if you get a good coach, or if you're coaching yourself properly, you're going to set up your week of your event. You should set your week up of your event like this, so that you're actually planning how you like your week. Okay, so sorry. So now let's just say for the first series up here, your event at the end is going to be something like a TT or a crit. So it's a fairly short race, you know, consisting of no more than an hour. And so looking at your week ahead, now you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So coming off, like, say, a rest day on Sunday, you do a light workout, probably about 60 minutes. You know, a medium workout, maybe 45, like 45, 60. Heavy workout, so if you're doing a time trial sprints, you might do some accelerations right here. So you're getting like maybe 25 minutes of heavy workout with cool down and warm up beforehand, and then you're off. And that means no riding. You're off, recovering. Thursday is also the night or the day, which is 2 nights, really important that you get your 8 hours of sleep. Okay, so you're fully rested. Okay, not that you're not doing it here, but the night before, if you've ever heard of, like, you know, what you, like, where you get your rest, so is going to affect you 2 days later. Okay, so that's where this comes in effect. So Thursday night, you get to bed, it's your night off, you get to bed early, maybe you prepare all your gear and your bike, you make sure it's all clean and the tires are good. If you need to get anything, this is where you go shopping. And then Friday, you do a 45-minute, like, easy ride. Like, I'm talking, like, you know, you get on your Vita bike and you go to the convenience store or something. Easy. You're just opening up the legs. You're just opening them up, and you're not doing anything hard. Now, this is also your travel day. So you want to, depending on your event, you might have to get there super early to register, pick up your kit, settle into the hotel, just prepare yourself for tomorrow. Because depending on your event start time, I always get to the event 2 hours before start. I don't care what it is, because, and I've done this like since I started racing, it's just something that I've always done and I always grained into my girls. And when we went to events, we always got there super early. And for a lot of the times, we were like the first people on at the venue, and we get the prime spot to warm up. Like we're close to the registration table. We set up all our stuff. We're like no stress. The worst thing you can go into an event is being stressed. Stress will never bring out results. Okay, so you have to prepare yourself. Yeah, that means getting up a lot earlier. But that's why you've rested here, because the night of an event is always kind of a write-off, because like you're either, if you're not prepared, you're getting stuff ready, you're going out, you're preparing your bike, you stay up, you drink some wine, whatever you do. But to get there 2 hours before your start time, before start. And going into any event like unstressed, I can't tell you how it just feels amazing, because you everything's ready, and that 2 hours can take care of all sorts of stuff. So what if you get to an event and you start warming up on your bike and you get a flat and you're starting in 30 minutes? So these are things, and like, say you're traveling there and you didn't know there's construction. Okay, so you always budget to get to an event 2 hours ahead of time, so you can find things, you can figure out where the start is, where the sign in, or if they have food or whatever. Always, always, always make that a priority for events. Don't roll in half an hour before start time and expect to have a good event, in my opinion. So this is kind of something that I put together, and like I said, it's as a coach, I find it super important that if you're traveling with friends to events, or with a team, or even by yourself, you follow these little simple rules. Now, the second one here is something, like maybe for a longer ride. So I have like a road race, or you're getting into a stage event where there's, where, you could start with a prologue, a time trial, a criterium, a road race. So, or it could be like a time trial, a crit, a road race. So however it falls, you want to get in some training here, have 2 days off, and 45 minutes, open the legs, super important. Even if you get to your venue late, you get in a ride. It's just the best way to keep your legs open after your rest day. Okay, so 45 minutes, you get in, or 30 to 45 minutes, you get in something to open up the legs, and then you prepare yourself. So tomorrow, next week, we're going to be talking about food and hydration in this week. So this is just preparing yourself before the event. Be smart about it. Have everything prepared like this day. So on your Friday, you're not stuck like rushing to purchase power gels or electrolytes or tubes, or picking up your bike at the shop. That's got to be the worst one. People bringing in their bike during this week to have it maintenance. Unless you have a really good relationship with your bike shop and it's an in and out, try and get it done ahead of time, because you know, bike mechanics and last minute adjustments for bikes, you know, what if it doesn't get adjusted because he's rushed? So you have to think about things like that. Now, so like I said, next week we're going to talk about eat, sleep. We talked about training. Well, we talked a little about sleep here, rest, and prepping and travel. So then, you know, next week we'll put in more of those details for training. So I'm not going to lay it all out for you, but this is pretty important. Let me see if I'm just missing anything. So training off, preparation, sleep, easy time. No. Yeah. So yeah. So next week is going to be another fun one, because I don't know. As for coaching, and I'm like this for any of my my preparations, like week leading up to, you know, figure competitions, we have a week plan to get you prepared for race day or stage day, and you have to follow it or you're not going to be ready. And it's just the same thing. You've got to prepare yourself. Don't be the guy or the girl, you know, like pulling it all together and arriving late, or arriving, you know, without any time and super stressed and you can't find your jersey and you don't know where your shoes are or whatever. I always told my girls that, you know, like first thing, you know, you purchase like a gear bin. Woo! A gear bin. And I'm not talking about like 4 grocery bags, because, you know, I'm telling them, like, don't show up to a race with 4 grocery bags, because if you're telling me, the coach, to go get something for you and it's not organized, I'm not going to get it. So having a gear bin, if it's a Tupperware bin, or there are some pretty nice ones on the market now. I purchased one. I'm going to share it with you soon. But making sure everything's there. So if you have a friend who, or, you know, relative who's with you, or a teammate, and you're looking for extra food, or your tire levers or chain brakes or something, they know where to find it. You say it's in the corner, or it's in that pocket, or whatever. So being organized, make sure you have all your, like, your gloves, your arm warmers, your knee warmers. I don't know if you have chamois butter, make sure that's in there. Lip gloss for the girls, contact solution, I don't know, sunglasses, all sorts of stuff. Everything goes in there. You know, your shoes, your helmet, your jacket, your Garmin, whatever. A couple bottles, put them in there. Your electrolytes, your power gels, your food, all goes in there. So be prepared, and you'll have the most amazing event, race, and yeah. So that's it for this week's series. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope that this helped. You can always contact me at Sylvie at Sylvie Daoust, DAOUST.ca. My website is daotrainingsystems.ca. It's kind of, I gotta redo it, but anyways, it's there. You can contact me through there if you have any specific questions. I always love talking about this stuff. You know, if you send me a message, I'll ask to get offline onto the phone, because I'm not going to explain this over the over Messenger. But there you go. Make a plan and make it happen. and make sure you're not stressed, and you'll have great results. And yeah, so thanks a lot, everybody. Have an amazing week and enjoy your cycling, enjoy your events, and I hope that helps. I hope that helps. And next week we'll talk about nutrition. Ooh, in that week. You thought this was bad. You gotta wait till you see what nutrition, what we do for getting ready on the nutrition side. There's the fun stuff. All right. Have a good evening. Nobody has questions, you can know where you can contact me. Thanks. Bye.